2 weeks before the event, we had no venue, no money, and no clue if anyone was going to show up. But we gave it a shot anyways. Initiative is the driving force that makes the world move. You need to take initiative to make cool stuff happen, like a party, or a trip, or a big project. While schools focus on teaching us to follow instructions, what is also pretty useful, they tend not to deliberately teach us to take initiative. I mean, at least nobody taught it to me. I'm going to talk about how I went from moving abroad and not knowing anyone to hosting a pretty cool coding event, and you can too. So, Hack Club is a non-profit that works on shifting teenagers from consumers to creators of technology. They do it, for example, through hosting hackathons for high schoolers. These are events where people create technical projects together. Last August, I just started my exchange year in Georgia, the state, not the country. And it was insanely hot there, and as a Polish guy, I was so grateful to the gods of air conditioning. And I didn't know anyone there, except for my host family. And I felt like I was dropped into this new life. I loved it, but it was a hard new beginning from zero. And then Hack Club launched Counterspell. It was a series of game jams, events where teams create video games happening in 50 cities all around the world. And they were organized locally by teenagers for teenagers with Hack Club's support. And so I learned about Counterspell and was like, hey, that's pretty cool. And so I joined the online platform for Counterspell Atlanta, happening just a few miles away from me. I saw a lot of people there sending over incredible companies with Atlanta offices, prize and food suggestions, and generally lots of hype for the event. And so I joined with David to co-organize it. And later, I hopped on Counterspell's global kickoff call from my friend's basement, just in the middle of our Dungeons & Dragons campaign. And then, before I knew it, I was sending out emails, calling people, following up with them to find a venue for the event. I was doing it in class, after class, in the car, in bed, constantly. David and I really wanted to make it happen. We were hopping on calls, more of them unsuccessful than not, but we kept going. We kept telling ourselves, just one more email, just one more cold call, and we're gonna find the right person. But we kept getting a no after a no after a no. And I knew it wasn't personal, but it still hurt pretty bad to care about something nobody else wanted to support. It got so bad to the point that 2 weeks before the event, we didn't have a venue. We thought we would have to cancel it. But then, a few days before the event, we found it. We found the person to give us the venue for Counterspell. Now, we only need money and attendees. No biggie, right? And so I was sending out emails to find sponsors. And I raised $1,000 for Counterspell from generous donors, and I got way more calories and crumble cookies donated than teenagers could take. But about finding attendees, well, basically, all the Georgia teachers hate me. So I went online, and I found every single school district in the state, and then I found every single high school in each one of these school districts, and I emailed one teacher in each of these high schools about Counterspell. I was staying up at night emailing these teachers because I believed in Counterspell. I knew it could succeed. We have taken the initiative with David to make it happen. And David was doing the same thing with all the libraries in the state. On the day of the event, we went to our hard-earned venue, and we had no idea if anyone was going to join us. But then, a flock of students came in, and we were checking them in. We were so happy to see that other people cared as much as we did. In the end, we had 32 people pull up, code, and build great games and memories together. We've taken the initiative to make Counterspell Atlanta happen, pulled through with it, and it happened. We could have just done nothing, but because of us, it was a thing. 32 teenagers spent a day building, bonding, and learning at Counterspell Atlanta. Later, with David, we hosted another hackathon in Atlanta. Recently, I hosted one in Vienna, and I'm working on another one in Europe. But what matters way more than the number of events is that they each start somewhere. Each event starts with something. Each event starts with taking initiative. It usually is a first scary email, or a phone call, or a text message. And it's super scary, and it leaves you super vulnerable, but it's worth it. However, David and I, obviously, aren't the only people to have discovered the power of initiative. Meet Megana. Megana is from the middle of Ohio, which is not exactly the most tech-friendly place in the world, but then she discovered Scrapyard. It was Hack Club's second satellite hackathon, and its premise was to build stupid inventions nobody needed. At the main event, in Texas, she built a trash-talking trash can. And then she ran Scrapyard Columbus. She also spent months sending emails to get sponsorships and reaching out to venues, sacrificing schoolwork. And she had no idea if anyone was going to join her. But she helped 50 people get into coding for the very first time. Megana, she didn't have to take the initiative. She didn't have to put the effort in, and nothing would have happened, but she did. She was sending out emails despite having homework. She was putting up posters, not sure if anyone was going to see them. And later, she was offered an internship at Hack Club, where she supervised all of the Daydream events, which was a series of 100 game jams happening in cities all around the world. And currently, she's working on Stasis, which is a hardware hackathon in Austin, Texas. Just like Megana, David, and myself, countless other teenagers are taking initiative with Hack Club. But the best part is, you don't have to be part of Hack Club. Initiative is about wanting something and then taking action to make it happen. You may want to make a website, or a blog, or a video, or run a bake sale. You may want to make a video game. You could think that you don't know enough people or not enough information, but I didn't know anyone either. You may think you are in the wrong place, but so did Megana. So at least give it a shot. I mean, I can't guarantee you success, but what's the worst that can happen if you try to? So go ahead and do it. If you really want to, you could make it happen. Thank you.